It's crazy. Drop
Yeah,
down to the 60s.
yeah.
I'm
We
and I, and, I,
still we
and
still
I'm
in
and I'm
shorts
talking
out
like
here.
I'm not in the South though. Still, I'm talking like I'm
Yeah,
not in the South.
yeah,
Enjoying
yeah,
Southern 40.
yeah. You dress like you been fighting the elements.
No, 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 no. I'm tell you what I'm dressed like. Like. All right. Before I tell you what I'm dressed like, chat. What is going on, chat on Facebook? What is going on, chat on Twitter? What is going on, chat on Instagram? What is going on, chat on TikTok? This is and YouTube and
And
Riverside.
YouTube
This
everywhere.
is NOJASS, the No Jazz Show. You just caught us in the midst of uh coming on live. We are definitely live on Facebook at DUPONT NIVEK, which is my page. Also on the locker room. Tank is getting things together in the technical department, where he also wears that hat. He's about to put y'all on live on the No Jazz page. I believe that's what he does. Definitely live on YouTube at NOJASSSHOW. That page on YouTube. Hold on, let me check things out before we get into the motion of the ocean. Yeah. Let me check things out before we get into. Oh, we're looking good. We're looking good. Thanks for joining our exclusive live broadcast. You know, and just while you do that, I just want to get this one. I want to get this one thing out to all the. I don't even like to use this word, but to all the people who see me, who don't want to subscribe because you know me, who don't want to join the page because you know me. This is a little word of advice for anybody getting into this on this platform. Anybody trying to do anything as far as business is concerned, leave the people you know alone. Leave the people you know alone. Go attack an audience that don't know you, because those are the people who are going to be genuinely, because what you are is you're a form of a person. You're this microorganism, just like Tank. You're this microorganism that needs to find your people. You know, there are many people out in the United States of America. For whatever product you sell, service you sell, go find your people. But you're not going to find your people waiting on your own people to gravitate towards you, because you're not going to have faith in what you do. You're not going to have trust in what you do. You're not going to even know how to pray specifically about the things that you want until you put yourself out there and do it. And that's why I'm saying that, because I know a lot of people look for the views of their own people and look for the support of their own people. That's not where it's at. You know, this channel is growing. This thing is growing at a nice little pace. And I'm just saying this for anybody that has any type of business venture or anything like that. You have to really put yourself out there with nothing and get zero and earn nothing to find your lane. So just keep that in mind. Could have been a last word, but it was just an opening word. Now, before we actually began, Tank was asking me about my outfit, and he was saying it looked like I'm out here fighting the elements. Man, I'm out here hunting deer. I don't think. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me get my facts straight. Let me get my facts straight.
You out there shooting Bambi.
See, that's what I didn't want to say. Okay, Bambi came out in 1942. So technically, I'm out here shooting Bambi's grandchild, because I'm pretty sure deers live like dog years too.
The grandos.
I'm some grandos, boy. And let me tell you something. This is their season, and them giant raccoons, we are in their way. I'm telling you, they need to do a Disney movie about. Well, they have done a Disney movie about deers. It was Bambi, but y'all need to update that movie, right? Y'all need to update that movie.
Actually, they did.
They did.
Yeah, oh man. if you wouldn't have brought it up, I could have told you name of it, but it came out earlier this year. There's a deer. It's actually a deer that was related to Bambi on a killing spree, going around killing folks and upset over his mom or dad, whatever it was, being killed. And the deer is hunting down people and taking people out. So imagine Freddy or Jason with 4 legs and antlers.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. Whoever came up with that screenplay, see, I'm missing my calling on that. Whoever came up with that screenplay is correct, because I was about to say something along the lines of what they did with ants.
Mm-hmm.
How we went into their world. These deers be out here like we crossing the street. Hey man, you need to look where you going. When it reached November and the temperatures get cold, you need to look where you going, homeboy.
Yeah, and I remember when I was living there, man, you could see deer all over the place. Especially I was out in Snellville, man. There was one day I was coming home and I looked to my right and I saw a deer in the front yard, just there, just posing. And I stopped, and it was because it's the middle of the day. I said, "What are you doing here? You need to be in the woods somewhere, or at least come out at night." He was out in the middle of the afternoon. I was looking at him. He was looking at me. He looked at me a little too long. I just drove on about my business.
It was gangster.
Yeah.
Gangster. And the crazy part about that is I need someone to really get into their mind, because just like you said, him staring at you or her staring at you, we really don't know. Because I've never actually looked down and see,
But they
had. I don't know. I don't. Hey, no one is ever. I know a lot of people eat venison, but ain't nobody ever said, "Oh, nah, you season that with some deer balls." I ain't never heard. I heard cow tongue and all that. I've never heard anybody say anything of the sort. So let's keep it 1,000 where it pertains to that. But before I actually get into this, let me actually begin by giving you my name. My name, I am your host.
The Deer Hunter.
Hey, I'm your host, KD, and that doesn't stand for kill deers. It's just that's my name, it just so happened to be that way. And I am, of course, with my boy Tank. Tell the people hello, Tank.
What's up, people? I'm just riding shotgun with him as he's out here trying to kill deer.
Check this out.
You better hope Rudolph don't come after you.
Y'all notice how he slipped in the pun intended shotgun. Y'all notice how he slipped in that. I was feeling that. That was nice. That was actually nice. Hold on, let me give that some props. And it ain't even doing it. But at any rate, go ahead. What you about to say?
Yeah. I will give anybody that lives in deer territory some advice. If you haven't already done it, you can go to, shameless plug, to Walmart, or it's really no other real department store or a hunting store.
Dick's, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, Dick's.
Dick's? This came from Dick's, man. Don't do that, boy.
Shout out to Dick. Get you a set of deer horns and put them at the bottom of your car in the front, under the bumper, because it sends out like the equivalent of a dog whistle, but it's for deer when you're driving through. And the faster you drive, the louder it sends out these decibels. We can't hear them, but the deer can, and it really helps warn the deer to get out of the way. Because if you hit one, well, it's no happy day for your car, because it's a wrap.
Oh, you know what? I forgot we got some people from New York watching because they told me I said shout out to Dixon. I didn't say pause. So excuse me, DSGs. You know, good gosh, I'm not from New York. We don't play them games. You know, anybody. So anybody from New York. I'm just leave this disclaimer out here right now. You know, Cameron, if you're watching, Mace, if you're watching, then nobody play with us like that down south. We don't play them games.
Yeah,
we don't
do that. We don't do that.
We don't have to pause. You know, we got enough bass in our voice when anybody was trying us like that. It was a pause. They was pausing on whatever they were doing right there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Period. Like, we don't need to play them games, you know. But we respect the people that do because y'all probably went through that. So, you know. But at any rate, speaking of deers, let's get into these gazelles. And we don't mean, but it was gazelle. But gazelle, gazelle is in the deer family, and they run fast. So let's get into this NFL right now. Let's get into these scores. Let's get into what happened over the weekend. Let's talk about it. NBA, all of that. You know, these athletes. That was my metaphor for those athletes going on with that. Let me talk about it like right quick. Let me get to that point. Hold on. I don't want to get anybody all upset. You know what? Let me start right here. Scores don't matter. Let me look at the standings. Let's look at these standings. We're gonna ride out, talk about these standings. I'm gonna say this. AFC East, pretty much still the same. You know what? I gotta stop saying this. Let me run down the list right quick, Tank. Okay. AFC East, Patriots 8-2, Bills 6-3, Dolphins 3-7, and the Jets 2-7. I was about to say I have to stop calling the Patriots a surprise. The Patriots have 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
6. They have moved beyond the element of surprise. They are now a franchise that reloads. Mac Jones? No, is it Mac Jones?
He was there. He got him to the playoffs the one year, but he's not there anymore.
And now
we're looking at he's out there in Frisco. Now they got May.
Drake May, right.
Drake May.
So they took the irony here is Drake May came from North Carolina. Belichick is gone. In North Carolina, still messing up. It's crazy. But at any rate, you kind of gotta stop calling New England a surprise, man. Like they are what? How many years out of the 2019?
6 years.
The rain. I mean, that's not bad. That's not a bad rebuilding period. It's really not. That's what you're supposed to do. It's not supposed to take 30.
Yeah, I think they're surprised this year, considering what they didn't do last year, how bad they were last year. Because they look like they are years away from contending, and right now, they're kind of similar to New England when they first emerged.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, don't be New England of 2001.
Yeah.
Don't be Buffalo, because that window was short.
Yeah, we talked about some episodes ago about Buffalo's window closing. And, this might be the year that if they don't get it done, that they're gonna have to start over.
Gotta stop playing around. I mean, you all like speaking of Buffalo, you all went down there in sunny Miami. And I know back in the days, was that game 1? So maybe Miami still had to travel up there to you, so you might be able to split it. But that is what you usually want. You want, when Miami was competitive, You wanted New England to be coming down to Miami in November in that heat, and you beat them like that. But my man didn't even get cooked. James Cook didn't even. He was home, and didn't even get off. I mean, it was crazy, you know, the way that was set up. But in
They've
this
got to
league,
get some. They've got to get. Allen. Allen needs some help. I mean, there's Allen, and there's though
it's Cook.
and,
It's
and
Cook.
Cook. Yeah,
But
that's
he
it.
who he throwing to?
Yeah, it's nothing. And Copeland, Coleman.
Yeah, Keon Coleman.
Yeah, he was a good internet guy, good for internet last season. But once again, that lack of speed is showing up where he can't separate. He can't get separation. He's not getting open, and he's not catching passes. He's granted it's only his second year, but at this point, he's looking like he was overdrafted. They wanted to look past the fact that he was slow, and now you're seeing he's slow. I mean, who does Allen have to really throw to?
Let me tell y'all something. That young man started out at Michigan State, then he transferred to Florida State. I'm not really sure of the history of Florida State players or even players from the state of Florida that have gone and played in Buffalo. But that's never a good look. As a GM, I wouldn't take that risk. Like I'm not about to take these kids out of a tropical game when I saw them play. It's one thing to take them out of elements where they're around a bunch of talent, and then I'm gonna put you in less talent and see if you still got it. That's one thing,
Yeah.
right? He had that. He had that going, and then you take them from that tropical type environment of it's just the truth. Down south just has a different type of speed due to the weather. It's just what it is. So, and then when you put these kids in that element, and he already has separation issues, you have to you really have to tell yourself the science of the game comes into play, and he just might not want to play in that environment, and it's up here,
Yeah,
it's up here. So
yeah, because
a
Buffalo
lot of people
is
look at it different ways. Like
yeah,
McGahee, and Marshawn Lynch got out of there because, okay, I'm gonna be productive, but I'm gonna get in trouble in the city of Buffalo. I'm gonna make sure you don't like me and get me out of here. I'm not saying that my man doesn't have something, but I remember EJ Manuel. We just talked about him the other day on the phone with a friend of mine. Florida State did pretty well. Got up there, and I know quarterback is a different monster, but got up there in that cold, and
it just didn't work.
Your body won't function like that. Everybody, I'm pretty sure somebody in the chat will tell me someone that came from one of those ACC, SEC hotbeds, and when I mean hotbeds, Southern schools, and they did good in the cold, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, because he was born in Opelousas in Louisiana. I know and some people
He was upset at Michigan State.
Yeah.
See?
I got a friend, a former coworker who was born in Syracuse, New York, played basketball. And he said that when he got to Florida, because he went to FAMU, he said,
shout out.
He said, man, I tell you this much. He said, there's a reason why there's a reason why y'all Southern boys so damn fast. Man, y'all can play outside and run all year. He said, man,
all year.
He said, when I got down to Florida to FAMU, he said, these weren't elite athletes I was playing against, but he said those boys could jump out the gym and they were running all over the place. He said his speed increased and everything being down there in that warm weather. He said, man, you up in New York. He said, man, we cold all the damn time. He said, our muscles don't really relax, don't really get warmed up that way and that quickly in in those conditions, as opposed to what y'all do in the South when y'all don't have a problem with it. He said, and in Florida, man, he was like, man, it's the middle of November, December, and they outside in shorts running around full speed. He said, in New York at that time of year, we bundled up. We're not out there. We're not doing all of that. So your climate and your environment does have an awful lot to do with how you're able to translate and how you're able to perform physically.
Absolutely, man. And you can't like science is science, anatomy is anatomy, and when you're not using your muscles or when you're in cold weather, um, your muscles contract. Warm weather, they expand, and growing up, kids in Florida and kids down south probably have more of an opportunity during their growth years to be outside, just running around, just being kids, and our muscles probably grow faster and get to grow bigger because we're using them year round.
Yeah, and
So
plus, yeah, and also, if you're not really fast, nothing gonna help that. I mean, you can improve a little, but if you're not really fast, you can be in the desert and you still gonna be slow compared to everybody else. But yeah,
yeah,
that weather has a lot to do
and
with your
that
speed.
weather, that weather, them strawberries, mangoes, oranges, all that. Hey, you know, we do pretty well in the booty department too. Y'all better ask them about it.
Yeah.
We rocking and rolling, boy. We rocking and rolling down there. Shout out to all my Florida ladies down south. Y'all know what's going on. Now,
yeah, but
let's move.
New England is they're piecing it together. They're looking like they're gonna be ready for a while.
Let me tell you. Moving to the AFC North. Let's look at their competition because this is a dogfight. This is a dogfight, man. Still got the Steelers hanging out at 5-4. The Ravens at 4-5. The Bengals at 3-6, and the Browns in the toilet bowl. I mean,
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
We still do barely control our own destiny, but Pittsburgh just pissing down their leg practically every week. There's no reason why, regardless of the Ravens getting healthy and coming on, the Steelers should still have a 3, 4, 5 game or 4 game lead. They should not be losing.
I
And
agree.
what they did this past against the Chargers, man, I was livid. I mean, it's terrible. The offense, I said it before, I say it again. It's a Pop Warner offense. There's no speed and ability in any position other than DK Metcalf. Everybody else is pedestrian. We got 2 decent tight ends, but the other receivers are garbage. I mean, and the running game is trash. Yeah, but if things keep going the way they're going, Baltimore is going to wind up winning the division by 2 or 3 games.
I'll get into that statement when I get to the NFC East. I'll get into that statement when I get into the NFC East. AFC South. Rolling. I mean, like, I really thought Atlanta would represent for the regional mark. Like it was kind of a AFC versus NFC. South representative in Berlin. It was like, but as much as it was a back and forth and they were coming back, it almost looked like the Colts always still had control of the game. If you really watch the game, it looked like the Colts just in control of the game. It was just a matter of time. Before the current
if you can't stop JT, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line.
And he really, I hope he doesn't. Here's what I hope doesn't happen. I hope Taylor doesn't run his way into a MVP candidacy.
Mm-hmm.
But the running back has come back the last 2 seasons, and I know you love to hear that, being a former running back. The running back has made his presence back into the NFL in the past 2 seasons, and the NFL is still love to cater and promote quarterbacks. So the more he runs the way he's running like a gazelle, um, especially at 82 yarder, I'm not hating on Daniel Jones, but he's going to benefit from it, and I don't want the voters to start looking and saying it's Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
because that's what the NFL does, And I hope this man really gets his props because to me, aside from all that talk that was going on 2 weeks ago about who was MVP, his name was not brought up amongst all those quarterbacks because that's what the NFL promotes.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's been consistent throughout that whole time and showing he's an MVP. He has the record to prove it. Just like I said, 8-2 for the Colts, 5-4 for the Jaguars. Some unfortunate news coming out of Jaguar camp we're going to discuss. Speaking of windows, look at the Texans' window. It looked like we got to stop calling this out. I'm not going to be Howard Gotel anymore. Oh, it looks like we can just give this premonition and feel like for the next 5 or so years, the Texans are going to be a dynasty. Look, just that fast, 4-5, and they were like this last year. And of course the Titans are
the Titans.
The Titans are the Titans, 1-8.
Yeah. I don't think that you can. I don't think anybody should have penciled the Texans in going into last year or this year. I mean, because Stroud had a very good fresh rookie year, but people didn't take into account the injuries and things of that nature that team was having. And also, when you got a full year's worth of game film, you can put some things together to bring out that person's weaknesses. And Indiana Jones, I don't think he shouldn't get any talk as the MVP candidate. What he will probably get some talk as because comeback player of the year.
Comeback
because that's what I've always thought. It was a couple of years, I can't remember who it was. The person wasn't injured, but he came back and they came back from basically being banished to the bench and rebounded and had a very good season. I can't remember who, but because there's nobody else in the league that's come back from injury who's on. And I'm saying comeback player of the year because of where he was last year on the bench in Minnesota.
Well, we're gonna get to his because he was on the bench in Minnesota. We're gonna get to the one who might be, because there's a most improved player too, right?
I don't think no.
Oh, okay. That might be.
But Jonathan Taylor has definitely stamped his name in the forefront of that MVP conversation. And I hope that if the Colts continue to keep winning and he keeps running like he's running and he's sniffing out 2,000 or he hits 2,000 and they say, hey, we don't need you for the next 2 games because we already got home field, or we already have our seed in the playoffs. So we're gonna rest. I hope that they let him go after the 2105 because I don't want to see Dickerson's record broken because I love Dickerson. But at the same time, I would like to see somebody be able to put up those kind of numbers. And I hope that if Taylor is in position to do it, that they give him a shot at doing it. Because 2105 don't come along every year.
It really doesn't. And the fact that it's been in the crosshairs Man, we just talking about hunting tonight, huh? For the past 2 seasons, it's good. So again, that cycle of the NFL is bringing the running back back.
Yeah.
On to the AFC West. Broncos sitting at 8-2. It's gonna be a dog fight.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we are about to see Broncos 8-2, Chargers 7-3, Chiefs sitting at 5-4, Raiders.
That doesn't even sound right.
See,
from all these years, it doesn't even sound right when you say
the Chiefs right.
Sitting in third place.
It's really, well, with the exception of the Raiders. Because you'd think the Raiders would be up here in third place at 5-4. It would be like the 80s.
Yeah.
It would really be like the 80s. But we about to see we could be really looking at, let me go back. Yeah. We really could be looking at a new regime of quarterbacks in the AFC having that 1 year. I don't think they're going to be perennial, but it's looking like it's really looking like Lamar might miss his chance of using his veteran savvy to beat a May, a Bo Nix, or a Jones.
Yeah, that's what they better hope.
It look like Mahomes might be able to do it. Rodgers is looking like but does he have the team, to do it? Because they're gonna pump that up like crazy. Oh, you beat Aaron Rodgers. They're gonna do. They ain't gonna do all of that. But and then maybe this might be an opportunity for Philip Rivers 2.0.
Yeah, we could be looking at 3 teams out of the AFC West making the playoffs.
Yeah. So it's coming along, man. It is something that we really need to pay attention to. Now, moving over into the NFC. I guess it's right. We're starting with the NFC East. Eagles, outstanding win last night. I can't say this enough. And a lot of people are going to be mad, but it's just the truth. Devontae Smith is a better 2 than CeeDee Lamb. Just what it is, man. Like clutch time, the way he gets it done.
Oh, wait a minute. You said Devontae is a better 2 than CeeDee. So you're saying that Pickens is the 1 in Dallas?
Man, come on, man. Pickens is the 1.
Yeah. But officially he's not. But okay, I was just making sure.
They don't want to admit to the paycheck. But even the way Dak depends on Pickens.
Yeah.
And see, we could talk about this because they were on a bye week and we're talking about the NFC East. But the truth of the matter is, Skinny Batman come through, man. Like, he's a better 2.
Yeah.
I think, and what I mean by that is, if CeeDee was asked because of the experience to be a 1, a lot of people might not understand the context where I'm coming. If CeeDee and Devontae was asked to be 1s, it does look clearly like CeeDee would be a more comfortable 1 than Devontae would be at 1. But the 2, meaning this man over here about to get doubles, or he gonna get your main cornerback. Even if you getting double, you figure it out. Stop acting like Devontae don't get the main or the weaker cornerback. I mean the main cornerback, and then let the AJ get double. or vice versa. He has shown he can get through it all. That's a 2.
Yeah,
He's a better
Devontae,
2.
yeah, he's a heck of a receiver too. He could
Heck of
be
a receiver.
if he came up for free agency, he could go somewhere else and get paid and play like a 1.
And I'm telling you, and I think what I said before, I'm only saying that because of the need for AJ Brown. When they tried Devontae at the 1, I have not seen what that would do. But I'm pretty sure he's come along. He can change my thought process. But yeah, I'm just being honest. Pickens is the 1. CD is the 2. I don't need all that Swiss Army knife. I don't need all them gadgets to figure out how to get you the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a wide receiver to me.
Yeah, and I'll say this about watching Philly last night. Philly is how KC is being. Regardless of what's going on, when you get in the ring with the champ, you got to knock the champ out. You're not gonna beat them by points. You got to knock them out. You're gonna have to knock Philly out if you're gonna get to the Super Bowl in the NFC, provided Philly stays relatively healthy. And you got to give what's his name, Grossman, what's his name, GM,
Harry, whatever the name is,
that dude, man, talking about somebody who does not know what complacency or being content is. That man makes moves daily. I mean, he keeps that team stacked. They made a few more pickups doing the trade. Yeah, I mean, how he does it and how they bring these guys in who could be starters, or else you're just gonna be an extremely good backup. How he brings them in and they fit right into that locker room and keep things going, it needs to be studied, because they reload and rebuild at the same time when they don't even need to.
Oh, no.
I mean, they keep reloading. They aren't rebuilding. They keep.
You said something. Let me. You said study the history. You said study the history. I guarantee you, Howie Roseman is a historian, and he studied the history based on what you just said. I remember all those years. I'm gonna go back. To Randall Cunningham. I'm gonna go back to Rodney Peete. I'm gonna go back to Donovan McNabb. I'm gonna go back to Vic. And it's not about the quarterbacks. It's about the caliber of defenses they had, and they have been trying to retool an offense around them, but they always had a good running back, and they always had exceptional. Now, I can't say they didn't. Exceptional quarterback play leading up to when they first won a Super Bowl. And I believe Howie has studied that history and realized we were hanging on to people too long out of loyalty and should have let them go. That's why you always seen all those good Philly defenses not get over the hump, because you're afraid to pull the trigger on maybe a safety for a younger guy, because it looks too risky a move to get rid of somebody like that. And I believe he looked at the history and said, I'm not going to allow that to happen anymore. I'm not going to allow myself to, okay, this dude here, he twisted his ankle, but it's not that bad. I'm gonna let him rehab. No, I can't take that risk.
Bring in somebody while he's rehabbing. Hey, whoever wins the position. And if that starter loses this position, that just means we got quality depth.
Remember, who was starting that quarterback when they drafted Jalen Hurts to be a backup?
Wentz.
Wentz looked like the future.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can't gamble. We can't gamble on Wentz. It's unfortunate, but we can't gamble on Wentz coming back. It was a lot of people said, "Oh no, Wentz just got hurt that last game. We'll be all right." Don't let the fans. Don't let the fans dictate it.
You will get Wally pipped in that organization real quick.
You will. So I believe, the study of his study needs to be studied, because I believe that's what he studied. He has studied. There's got to be a reason why we were always the bridesmaid and never the bride. And it's not happening again. We all those years where Green Bay was reloading and beating them, and then the Bucs snuck in and beat them. They're not having that. I mean, they accepted they couldn't beat Dallas, but there were years they were better than Dallas.
Yeah. Now they just keep reloading.
I'm not taking that chance anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not. How we don't take chances like that? You just don't. Oh, you got an attitude problem? Yeah, you were good last year, but everybody tries out again. It's like
hey, that contract, we'll go ahead and get rid of. We'll trade you, or we'll release you, and we'll just take the dead cap space, because we got somebody else who can do the job just as well, and we ain't paying them much right now.
Exactly. My man is not playing now. This is crazy. Second in the division. And this is exactly how we hyperbolize, and why people say the Dallas Cowboy fans are delusional. Because we hyperbolize things like second in the division, but we 3-5-1. So the realists need to say things like, seventh in the NFC race. 7th or 8th, like keep it 1,000 with yourself.
Yeah, if the playoffs start today, this is where you would be, and this is where you wouldn't be.
We were on a bye week, so there's not much to talk about. We've already talked about the transaction through that. So the only thing I'm gonna say about the Cowboys is this: when you come back, play the Raiders, and then you come back the next week, you get this is exactly what you need. You need something that looks like a tune-up, but what you did with Arizona, you never know. You need something that looks like a tune-up for your new retool, quote-unquote, defense. Then you get to play somebody in your division real the next week, just in case you figure out how to pull out that W, because we know if you pull out that W against the Raiders, they start giving that man that wear the number 4 all them props, and they start doing all that, treating him like royalty, acting like, he marrying Diana or something. But anyway, my point is, then you play somebody real the next week to see where you are. And if you go 0-2, you're in a good position. Just tank the rest of the season. Just tank. No, nothing at you. But just tank. If you go 1-1 and you look bad, if you look good against the Raiders and then the Eagles dominate you, tank. You know where you are. And take those 2 high draft picks you have and figure it out next year. That's what I say for the next 2 weeks. That's all I got to say about them Cowboys. Commanders, unfortunately,
they were better. They weren't as good as their record was last year, and we're seeing that this year. They also got rid of some folks. They should have kept Robinson in the backfield. There was no reason to let Brian Robinson go. And McLaurin held out all this time. Now he's barely played in after he got his money. Debo is looking like I never thought Debo was much of a wide receiver. Always thought he was a utility guy. You could put him and have him play different stuff, but he's not a He's not a 1. He's a utility knife 2.
Yeah, he's a utility knife too. That got his name beating up on the Cowboys. That's really what it was. He got his name beating up on the Cowboys, and that's it. That's it. The division, that's the one to watch. You know what? Before I go there, the Giants, when y'all pick up y'all paycheck on Tuesdays, like, what do you say to each other? Like, because some of y'all are very competitive. Some of y'all actually are there to go to work.
Yeah. They all better be now since they're gonna have a new coach next year.
And they got it. And see, I believe, we got to get to that. We're gonna get to that, man. We're gonna put a pin in that. Let me move on. NFC North, 6-3 Lions, 6-3 Bears, 5-3. Unfortunate, boy. 2 unfortunate that tie. And man, close game. And they tried to give it to you. And they tried to give you the tie. They really did. Because I knew that call came from the NFL drama committee for him not to punt that ball. He got a phone call saying, "You better not punt it. Put it in. Go for it on 4th. If you make it, you make it. You look like a hero. If you don't, tell the defense to stop him." They got to stop doing that. Because that man will have to answer all those questions. And the big eye in the sky who told him to do that was going to go ghost. Nevertheless, very undramatic, the way he shanked it anyway. And then the Vikings, man, golly, that's a tough one too.
I said it after his first game this season, and I still say this: McCarthy is going to give you it's going to give you the Tebow thing. He's going to look bad for 3 quarters. The 4th quarter, he's going to do something that sparks them. And sometimes it's going to work, sometimes not. But I don't think that McCarthy he's never going to dice anybody up with his arm. He's got enough mobility to give you some problems with his feet, but he's a gamer. He's not I don't think I wouldn't have picked him as my starting quarterback in the first round. But he's just not that guy as far as playing the position of quarterback. He's a football player under center. He's not a quarterback, really. He's a football player under center.
And who? They need to get a running back for
him. Jones is it Jones?
Aaron Jones Sr. and he's senior for a reason.
It's Jones. He's still that, but it seems like there was somebody else. But they need to get. He's not Jones isn't a feature back.
He's not a feature back.
Yeah, they need to get him a back. And
need a back.
I know Jefferson's probably like, man, this dude gonna try to get me 3 balls a week for about 45 yards. I got to make something happen.
And he might be mad or might not be mad because he got his check, but he might want to get paid again.
Yeah, he definitely gonna get paid.
Yeah, he ain't gonna get paid with McCarthy.
Yeah. They gonna be like, man, you got 45 passes for 700 yards and 3 touchdowns. We know ideally what you should be capable of, but you ain't done it. And and his agent will be like, look who he got throwing to him. But yeah, he don't. Yeah, I'm not sold on McCarthy, and I think that there's a possibility after maybe not next season, but the following season that they'll be in the quarterback market.
Definitely. What you think about NFC South? Buccaneers 6-3, Panthers 5-5, Falcons, wow, 3-6.
See you, Raheem.
Wow.
Yeah, that.
And the Aints are just the Aints. Yeah, Raheem, man, it's been a dream.
Yeah, but it's time to wake up. Tampa should win the division, and they're going to probably barring and getting no more walking wounded, because you see Godwin's not playing this week because he's hurt, and Bucky Irvins isn't playing this week because he's hurt. I mean, if they can ever get healthy, there's no telling what they can do. But they keep having injury after injury after injury, and some guys getting injured multiple times. So, I mean, you got to give Baker credit. Baker is out there giving it his all, and the defense is scrappy. But I mean, he's out there like, man, everybody they ain't hurt again. I got to
hurt again.
Yeah.
New England came in there and played like they was in the sun, like we thought Buffalo would the same weekend they was in the sun.
Yeah.
You know, but that was crazy. That was
Carolina. I think Carolina's gonna mess around and end up 7-10 or 8-9. I think they're gonna squeeze out some wins, but I still believe Carolina is further away than what their record says.
Yeah, they're further away than what their record says, and remember they lost to the Cowboys. So
yeah.
And played a good game. So what it is now, AFC West,
NFC
West, dog fight, and you know let me start at the bottom. No, I'm gonna go to the top. Seahawks 7-2, Rams 7-2, 49ers 6-4, and honestly, the Cardinals are really probably 6-4 too. Like for real, the Cardinals have some tough games and some bonehead games that they lost. About 3 of them.
They need quarterback. Because Murray is, for whatever reason, not getting it done. And Brissett, he is a career backup for a reason.
He's a career backup, but I don't think they let Murray back in either. You know, and like I said, everybody, for whatever reason, they eat their spinach. They watch more game films. They don't party as much. And they tell their girlfriend, we're going to take a week off, or wife, when they meet the Cowboys, because everybody just be looking great.
Yeah.
And then the next week, back to reality. Back to reality, man. It is crazy.
Yeah, but that West Division, man, Seattle is legit, and so are the Rams. And the way Stafford is going, he might play another 3 or 4 years, because he has really and truly been revitalized since he got to Los Angeles.
He got revitalized, boy.
I mean, his arm is as live as it's ever been. His decision, I mean, I said it last week. I've never seen anybody play their way into being a Hall of Famer after, for me, not being one. I mean, this second half of his career, it does make you say, man, if he had something all along, what might he have been doing? I mean,
Yeah.
And the Seahawks, they just keep working, keep grinding hard. And I tell you, Sam Darnold, I got to admit, he looks good again. He looked good last year in Minnesota, and whatever he learned in Minnesota, he took it with him to Seattle, and they are putting something in him. And that just goes to show you how inept the the Jets are. I mean, it's like, damn, well, we drafted him in the first round. He didn't do that for us. It's terrible, man. Terrible.
I'm trying to think about what you said, especially from a quarterback. Maybe Jim Plunkett.
Nah, Jim ain't no Hall of Famer.
Now Jim ain't no Hall of Fame. He just won that Super Bowl.
Yeah. And he wasn't even a starter for a long. And it's not. We know it's not just all about stats, but his stats are terrible. Even for his era, his stats are terrible. I think it's like 23,000 yards. He got 20, maybe 20 more interceptions than touchdowns. You know, he's near 500 as a starter. He didn't play the whole season with the Raiders. He wasn't the starter the whole season with either season with the Raiders when they won Super Bowl.
You know who I'm thinking about? And Stafford was actually better than him with the first team, even though he got rejuvenated. Drew Brees. Drew Brees was pretty much like, this just ain't happening, buddy.
Yeah, he was like pretty good, but you didn't talk about Drew Brees and say,
but he got to the point.
Yeah.
He just started, his arm just went to a whole nother level. I'm getting at Drew Brees. Now, going into our second hour, let's go ahead and get to it, man. You all have a new acquisition in Asante Samuel Jr. What do you think about that one?
I was talking to a friend of mine a week and a half ago. As soon as they said that he's been cleared to play, I said Pittsburgh needs to pick him up because give up a big play Slay is too old at this point in time. He played well last year, but he was also surrounded by all that talent with the Eagles.
I apologize. I apologize. I said I know you're happy, but everybody, you might be new. Everybody, I'm so comfortable. Everybody might not know that Tank is a Pittsburgh Steeler. We're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, I should have specified that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I think it was a great move for us to pick him up. People saying he ain't been working. People thinking, oh, he's not in shape. He might not be in football shape yet, but he has been working out. And he had to be working out in order to get clear. He had a little fusion done in his back, but he's been cleared and he should be fine. I think probably sitting there to 1 or 2 weeks on the practice squad and then bringing him up is going to be a good thing. And if for no other reason, it's not like he was overly expensive. You get your chance to test drive him to see if you want to go rest of this season. Test drive him and decide, man, I think I'm gonna go ahead and refinance and take this and buy this car. So I think he's a very good cornerback prior to his injuries, good in coverage, and he would come up and tackle. So when we need that, and being Ramsey has been moved from corner from the slot to safety now, so they give us penalty prone Porter Jr. on one corner, and I call him penalty prone because he's too damn handsy, and we will have potentially could have Samuel on the other side, so it gives us two young players who can play the position, and we will be able to go man more often. And let Ramsey freelance a little because I think Ramsey
free safety because that's where he is right now.
Yeah. So I think it was a good pickup, and I hope that it works out for And we need all the help we can get on defense because our offense ain't worth a damn.
Right.
I mean, you can't hold. We aren't a team that can say, "Hey, if we can hold these guys to 17, we should win this game." Well, that's not us. We need to hold you to 10 to say, "All right, we can probably score 13 or 14 points." It's freaking depressing.
Freaking depressing. Let me move you along to what you also mentioned in the New York Giant headquarters. What do they do when they pick up their checks on Tuesday? They actually picked up their checks today. Shout out to everybody. It is Tuesday. Happy Veterans Day. That is another reason why I could have been wearing my camouflage as well. I forgot about that. But to all the veterans out there, definitely. And we're gonna get to you at the end. I didn't forget about you. But when they pick up their checks on Tuesday, they came in today and realized that they better have another coach. Who got moved up? Brian Daboll is fired.
The offensive coordinator.
Basically,
yeah,
we're on the clock looking for a new coach. You got an opportunity to. We about to do that for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So, I guess we're looking at what they have going on in the off season, like get Scatterbo healthy.
First order of business for their coordinator is to tell Jackson Dart, hey, because he's in concussion protocol now. Look, it's nice that you got feet. We want you to use them, but we need design runs. We need you to play from the pocket and learn how to get your franchise quarterback of the future, quarterback of the present behind down.
I'm gonna tell you,
you're not doing us any good being on the sideline with a drool bucket.
We spoke of history. If I'm not mistaken, we spoke of history earlier when we were speaking on Howard Roseman. These young bucks need to understand history too, because certain cities just bring that out of you. Chicago is one of them cities. Them boys got tired of you running on them and said, we about to take this 15-yard penalty if they catch you and get you out of here. That was a very NFC Central-like move. And a lot of y'all don't even know what the NFC Central is. But the NFC Central was the old Tampa Bay. Y'all don't remember Tampa Bay was known for defense because Green Bay had a defense, Chicago had a defense, Minnesota was defense, and
Detroit was Barry.
Detroit
was Barry.
Detroit was Barry. Stop, and all them defenses were built to stop Barry. Yeah. And Detroit was Barry. We will knock you out. Like that was some real deal.
Yeah,
Headhunter, and that was an old school move. That was some serious Otis Wilson. And I don't mean to sing it. Wasn't that linebacker they had? Otis. Gary Fency.
Wilson. Yeah, with Singletary. Yeah, I just think that you got to tell Dart, hey man, you got to protect yourself. You got to get down. And you lost your backfield mate in Scatterbo.
Exactly.
We need you to protect yourself. Not play scared, not play apprehensive, but play smart. Because
he's a big boy. He a big boy, and he was running over them, and I think he saw, oh, y'all can't stop. Okay.
Yeah, and then he got it, but he forgot. Oh, wait a minute. There's some bigger boys on the defensive side of the ball. But he'll learn or what did Pacino say in Any Given Sunday when they talking about Willie Beeman and all that? He said, "He'll learn. Let him learn." I mean, that's what's gonna happen with Dart. And the Giants have some work to do.
Doing that, his eyes gonna look like Al Pacino's did by the end of that. Eyes gonna be dilated. Keep playing around.
Yeah, I think Dart is he's growing on me because I wasn't impressed with him being drafted in the first round. I was like, we'll see, because because some of these guys now, you look at their college, what they did in college and stuff, and you're like, okay, and they got extra years and all of that. But I think he's coming around. I think he'll be better next year. It's all dependent on who they get as a head coach and offensive coordinator.
Throw the ball, youngin.
You need somebody that can go wherever.
Throw the ball, youngin, and I'm gonna tell you why. Just as we mentioned earlier tonight, film don't lie, and we're gonna run those tendencies, and then your agent gonna start talking to you, your coordinator gonna start talking to you about how much we need you, and then your tendencies, you're gonna flinch because you don't want to depend on your running. You're not Lamar Jackson. Your boy found out he wasn't Lamar Jackson, even though he was doing a lot of stuff, and they were letting all them, oh, he got the record for this and 3. Don't do that, Fields. Don't do that. Don't do that. But at any rate, unfortunate news. Is it LCL?
Yeah, I think it's the LCL or MCL.
Unfortunate news out of Jacksonville. Travis Hunter, Colorado, and now Jacksonville's two-way draftee. I ain't gonna say star yet, but he had a name.
Draftee.
Is out for the rest of the season. Wishing him a recovery, great recovery. With an LCL tear. It's gonna have him out for the remainder of the 2025 season. Says about 6 months to recover. I think the young man, by virtue of how active he is, he should be back. He is just one of those like limber bodies. He really didn't do too much to make you say, because he's not slow, but he wasn't known for speed either.
Right.
To make you say he was the same, he wasn't doing anything. He's a football player. He wasn't doing anything like leaping the building and all that stuff. He's just a football player. So he really hadn't had anything that he was doing to make you say, will his injury, can he come back and be the same? And it's LCL. But I am a firm believer. I believe that one shot, one unfortunate shot can cause an injury. But I think we do need to really study and take into consideration. We're at the 9th game of the season.
Yeah.
Bumping into grown men. And you didn't even play that much on both sides of the ball. But I guarantee you, in 9 games playing in the NFL, you bumped into grown men going at full speed a little bit more than you did when you was in Colorado. And I believe that this is one of those injuries where your body finally gave way.
Yeah, because he'd already missed the previous 2 games on IR, and now they, went on ahead and had surgery. And I think it needs to. I wouldn't be surprised if the fact that he's been both ways full time since he was a kid, and throughout high school, throughout college, and now doing if there was some wear and tear on his body just because.
And it's a little bit more when you hitting grown men, like man, you hitting man weight.
Yeah, because he's a frail dude.
Yeah. So I believe I don't want to take it away from him, but it might be something to consider, and don't disregard it. That, oh, this injury happened because he. No, I don't think it was this one incident in particular. I just think it was a matter of time.
Now, do you think that this um kind of changes the trajectory for what they wanted to do with him? Because remember, they did it. They traded for him, gave up some draft capital, and drafted him as high as they did, based on the fact that
He
they were
could play
basically
both.
getting two. They were getting 2 for 1. Now, does this temper their motivation to have him go both ways, even if it's not full time, but to be a two-way player? Or now do you say, okay, we got to focus and see which one he's better at? But he's still young now, so it's not like he's in his 30s or late 20s, and you
Right.
trying to
And
do
and and
something,
and
but
and
still.
and, and, and that's something too. He's still young. Meaning,
Mm-hmm.
ever since he was at Jackson State, we've been saying, hey man, you need to gain some weight. Like you
Yeah.
need to. We've been saying, okay, you're NFL caliber, but you're gonna need about 15 pounds. You're gonna need about 20 pounds. Like he college and high school will allow you to disregard that 15, 20 pounds. But when you get to the NFL, it's like a need and a help to get them 20 pounds. So he's still young enough to gain 15, 20 pounds. Now, I might need to expedite and put that on something and say, okay, we need to take into consideration your body gets banged up a little faster. We need to take into consideration now the clock is ticking. Are you frail? Because you were missing games in Colorado too.
Mm-hmm.
Are you Mr. Nicked up? Because now we got to look at this pick a little bit and say, okay, you can't do this unless, for this amount of time, unless you are this strong. It might be in your benefit, when you come back. Let's see what the LCL is doing and make sure it's healed enough. So, because if it's not healed, it could turn into an ACL and MCL. Then we're really going to be out again, because it's not healed up and you're fast. We need to make sure your legs and your speed that you're used to can handle the weight gain that we need you to gain as you progress. So what I'm thinking is they need to chart him before April. And say the 2-for-1 we got in 2024 or 2025, which way do we go? Do we go wide receiver or do we go DB? Because you're going to have to choose one full time in the next 2 years in order for us to even salvage whatever we have with you, in order for you to even look at thinking about another contract that's really going to set you up for life. Yeah. So, you need to be on that level of thinking.
Yeah, and they also have to look at, okay, how tied in and connected were we expecting or hoping that he and Lawrence would be for going for this year and going forward in the future? Was he drafted to be the number one receiver? And if we don't think he's that, now do we have to go and try to develop another one?
They had Brian Thomas.
Yeah. Did we go and try to draft someone else or make somebody else on the roster that number one and you go to number two? Because your development goes hand in hand with Lawrence continuing to develop, because he was a starting wide receiver.
And
so you got to look at that.
And your development. If let's just go off that hypothetical. And your development, once you rehab and come back, do you stay on the same pace that you were on to help Lawrence's development as a QB? Or is it more beneficial to go and get another one to start developing and start sliding you more to the other side of the ball?
Yeah, and if you slide him to the other side of the ball, where he was playing nickel this year, do you say, okay, we sliding you to the other side of the ball?
You're
Now
straight
you're gonna
up.
have to. Now you're gonna have to be one out starting two corners.
Exactly.
I mean, and that's gonna bring on a new challenge unto itself because now you're going up against the number one or the number two for the opposing offense as opposed to the
As
number three.
opposed to the number three. And the reason I am saying this, and I might even say we, is the rate he's playing, he gonna be out by week 9 again, 2026. It's like we gotta we it's time to start tweaking it. See, if you make it through the full season uninjured, oh, okay, we can chart this a little bit. Oh no, you getting broke up already. You know, and like you didn't even make it to
the halfway
week 13.
point.
You didn't make it to week 13, which was what we were going to give you because you're used to college games and you might just be fatigued and burnt out. We'll give you that. And your excuse is you're not injured, you're just tired. In week 9, so we got to chart this a little differently.
Yeah. Hopefully, I think he's a great kid. Hopefully, he has a full recovery and he doesn't have a lapse in quickness or in speed. But we all know that regardless of how people come back, it's really your second year coming back from knee injury
That's really your
that
second
you're really
year.
back. Yeah, you're really back because that.
And what is considered a full recovery for him, though? Like, is full recovery being able to play both sides, or full recovery just being able to be a football player on whatever side of the ball?
Yeah, you got to think about that too. Do we still think that you can do it from the standpoint of your knee being holding up? Yeah, so yeah, it's a lot to consider. It sounds like going too deep too quick, but at the same time, the investment financially, the fact that you gave up draft picks and moved up to get them, and you might have neglected to draft one position or another because you got you a 2-for-1. You got to you got to see how he does next year, and then in year 3, is he really on his game or not? Because if he's not, can I say this? If by the year 3 he's not dominant at either position, and not somebody who you say, okay, he will receive a Pro Bowl vote, or he's a potential All Pro by year 3, you got to start looking at some other things because what you gave up for him, he's got to be that.
Remember,
he's got to be that for
gotta
what
be
you
that
gave.
because the argument for him was by year 3 or going in year 3, we're gonna have to sign him to this crazy contract because he's so skilled to where we're not gonna know what to do. But make him like the highest paid DB and maybe the 4th highest paid wide receiver in the league. Like that was the talk of him. You know, and I'm not saying it still can't happen. I'm just saying, you know, you came in wanting to play this, and this is how you were projected. So we picked you for that projection. Now we gotta consider how we're gonna look at that. But I wish him the best. Great kid. And I think he'll get between the lines, and you know, he just seemed like the type that like all he does is fish and hang out at the house. Like I think he'll rehab.
Play ball. I think he's gonna come back a little more yoked up. And really surprise some people.
Right. He's just not, let me just put that out there too. He's not one that I feel I'm concerned with.
Right.
You know, and not being on time and on the clock, for
Yeah.
a return. I don't. He doesn't strike me as one of those guys. Now, we're gonna move into baseball. Baseball players are accused of rigging the pitch, and this is funny because I thought it was gonna go over into these 60 and 65 and 70-yard field goals that they're kicking on a regular. But MLB and baseball has been accused of rigging pitching. This is kind of like what your thing was. Just go ahead and explain that to everybody, Tank.
Yeah, you letting guys get into gambling. They putting things in. Now you got, the game itself. We aren't saying they aren't accusing these two pitchers from Chicago. Was it the Cleveland?
Please don't let it be Chicago.
Yeah,
Especially the White
Cleveland.
Sox. Okay.
Yeah, it's Cleveland accused of rigging pitches, meaning giving people who were gambling what types of pitches they were going to throw and win, and people making a lot of money off of them, and them also profiting six figures. I mean, when they open the doors, they open the floodgates, start letting all these players gamble and all this stuff, it's just a mess, man, because you kill the integrity of the game. And when certain things happen, you got to start questioning. Wait a minute, why would he throw a curve ball to so and so when that's the pitch that he eats up every time? He's known as killing the curveball when you throw it to him, when you pitch it to him. So why was 70% of his pitches to him curveballs? It's tampering. That's what it is, and
it is definitely a level of tampering.
Yeah, and it's unfair to those to the fans who are paying to see this game, and it's also unfair to those who are gambling, and they don't have that information. You shouldn't be doing it, period. But an excess amount, because those players have been indicted. I mean, so then you get an exorbitant amount of bets being placed in certain things, prop bets or whatnot, because the word is out on who's doing what. I mean, if you knew every play that somebody was going to call in whatever sport, you could win money because you know what they're going to do. Doesn't matter if it's successful, but you know it's coming.
Did any catchers get indicted?
I haven't seen anything about any catchers yet.
Cause see, I remember, don't the catchers call the pitch?
Yeah. Now that pitcher could go and do his own thing.
From the catcher calling the pitch, it's not telegraphed. It's like the catcher's not programming the pitch in the pitcher's arm. You still can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Just like offensive coordinator can call down a play and a quarterback can just change it. You still have the opportunity to do what you want to do. But and I'm not trying to indict any catchers, but I do know that if this is still something that they do, the catcher can manipulate a game too.
Yeah. Or, and in this case, that if the catcher is telling him he wants a curve and the pitcher is doing this, like, yeah, I see, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm doing this.
Oh, you know what? That is a part of that. That you're right. You're right. That is a part of that process.
Yeah.
I can see the catcher suggests they pitch. Let me get that correct.
Yeah.
Because the pitcher, you're usually saying to the pitcher, nah, he been eating that up, or my arm can't throw that one. I don't really have that one in me. I don't like that one. So you're right. You're right. Yeah. And you can fool him by until he no.
Yeah.
Until the catcher tell you what he yeah. You're right. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Because he can wave it off to a degree.
If these guys are convicted, no more baseball for them, rightfully so, and I'm sure there's some prison time coming, because these are federal charges.
Federal charges. Gambling.
You make 7+ figures a year. Why would you even get yourself involved in anything like that?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm hold on. When people say that,
Common sense wise.
when people say that, I always remind them of who these people are. These people are gamblers.
Yeah.
You know, like that money is probably in the hole. You making all that money, and you out here they got gambling habits. Like,
Yeah.
let's be real. This is that type of person that gets in that situation, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this too, because this is not excusing it. If you make 7 figures or even 7 million, you're not sitting at rookie tables when you're gambling either. You're not
you're in the high roller room, the high stakes
high
table.
roller room. You know, I hate they call my man out, but Michael Jordan, if I'm in the room with him and he want to bet on who can get a piece of paper in the trash can, he's not betting me for a 20. Like he's not. It ain't worth the shot.
Yeah.
Mike want me to sweat. He gonna say, "Oh, I mean the trash can right there. You're not sure? $1 million. Mike can throw that $1 million away.
Yeah.
I can't. Double or nothing.
Yeah.
So when you say they got that much money, no, they in places where they lose it. You know.
That's crazy though. I mean, it's just.
I can tell you how to get it back though. I can tell you how to get it back.
Yep, and that's what happens. Reminds me of the movie, if you remember The Replacements. They had the kicker who before he was coming out to kick the game-winning field goal, and he told Shane Falco, "Hey, I'm sorry. They told me they were gonna break my legs if I didn't miss this kick."
Right.
And Falco lets him snap it, and he snaps it, and he yanks it from the dude and goes and makes a play with it.
Right.
So that the guy he doesn't make the kick.
He doesn't make the kick.
But he doesn't miss it with
either.
A bad kick. So
right.
It got him out of it. But yeah, man, it's crazy how gambling infiltrates sports. And with the more you allow people to do it who are actual athletes, it's just all bad.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, I don't know what year that it was. The 90s, though. I don't know what year that was. The Last Boy Scout with Bruce Willis came out, but
yeah.
that movie, that boy shot himself in the head over gambling. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. Running down the field, pulls it out, boom.
Running down the field, had to make a touchdown and start shooting people.
That was
shooting
crazy.
Defenders. Didn't know if they died.
He was getting in the end zone one way or the other. Yep.
I'm getting in here one way or the other. I'm getting one way or the other. But anyway, man, unfortunate news, but NBA legend, coaching legend, Leonard Randolph Wilkins, a.k.a. Lenny Wilkins. Doc Rivers before Doc Rivers. We lost him on November 9th, and we just want to send him and his family a very special, Lenny, a very special, our condolences from, No Jazz to him and his family for their loss. How old was Lenny? I just had him up.
84.
Then it was 84. Lenny was 8. when I saw that, I was like, Jerry, boy, you 83, boy. But anyway, um,
God damn it.
hey, you wrong with that. You know, all of us, anytime. We doing. I'm just saying.
Oh God.
Better get that boy out of there.
Oh.
Get you around quarterback.
Oh.
Not around, man. But anyway, NBA legend player, Seattle Super. I believe I came across Lenny around the Seattle Supersonics era as a coach. I don't remember as a player. I don't remember highlights. But you got any memories of Lenny, man?
I remember, if I'm not mistaken, he was with the Hawks for a while also, and
I remember him
he
after the Hawks.
was a Hawks coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that might have been. Well, I think I do remember him with the Supersonics. I think the Hawks. He came in after that.
Yeah. I remember in Atlanta, people loved him. They loved Lenny, and was hoping that he would get it turned around to win the championship. Because if I'm not mistaken, he either is or was the winningest head coach
in Atlanta
in NBA history.
NBA history, yeah, you're right.
And that was
and that's why I say he was like Doc Rivers before Doc Rivers. He always figured out how to make it on a team.
Yeah.
Even after them championship years died down, he always ended up having a job. But Raheem, keep that in mind. I know it's a different sport, but just kind of always. Atlanta is a city that embraces its black coaches, man. They really do. They ain't never been scared of hiring one, but just do right by these people, man.
Yeah, I know. You know how they say death comes in threes. You got Lenny, you got Paul Tagliabue, and you got Nealon. And you got Nealon from Dallas. Yeah.
We lost Paul. And of course we did lose Paul Tagliabue at the age of 84.
88, yeah.
He was 88?
Yeah, he was 88. Whew. No. Lenny was 88 and Paul was 84.
Lenny was 88, Paul was 84. Right. And unfortunate news out of Dallas, he was 24.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna speak on that too much. I'm just sending my condolences out to the family because that's still under investigation, and whatever that situation was. I just wish whatever that was that young man was going through, and I wish I had that number. But please dial any hotline that you can. When you're going through those types of things, because I'm pretty sure there are people that are experts out here to help you. I don't know personally what it was, but man, any level of suicide.
Yeah, because I know people jumped on saying, "Oh yeah, he definitely had mental problems or whatnot."
Right.
And from what I read or whatnot, because I think he was speeding or something, and they were trying to pull him over. And I think he
was speeding they wouldn't catch him to stop him from doing what he wanted. Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a sad thing, sad situation. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, they say it comes in threes, and we lose those three, and it's one orange that just refused to expire.
Oh Lord!
I mean, I don't know. We got pictures. They got footage of him going to sleep in the meeting, and I mean, it's fine. I don't have a problem with him going to sleep.
Hey,
78. But my problem is he keep waking up. But
I'm gonna tell you like this: we were speaking on Marshawn Nealon, and his family, and he busts out with the orange man. But I'm gonna tell you something now. I don't wish that on anybody, you know. But I'm just since we speaking of gambling, let me give you the odds on Buddy. Buddy woke up from that COVID, and Buddy got shot. So hey, Buddy having a little, he having him a slight little Tupac run. Now I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he did a double album. I'm trying to tell you, hey, got out of jail. Well, he wasn't in jail, but boy, he was on his way. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if my man had his own Me Against the World and did a double album, all eyes on me. I'm telling you, but hey, Trump. Let me, hey, art team, I just put y'all on something. I'm gonna need y'all to get arts and graphics. I'm gonna need y'all to get on that. I need y'all to get on that ASAP. Oh yeah. But anyway, before I get into the twin, you got anything? Cause we all moving into that last hour and a half. I guess an hour and a half of the show.
You gonna do it before the twin or after the twin? Because mine would be more like a hit refresh moment. So,
you know what? Let's get the twin out of the way. Cause when we hit refresh, we don't come back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, twin. For anybody that don't know what twin is this week's Impact Notable or Name. It is where we take a player of this era that's actually playing, NFL player. Might need to switch it to the NBA too. I'm gonna try one next week. Make sure I gotta remember that. But I don't have any twin. Okay, but anyway, and we actually compare them to a player of the previous years or yesteryear. But the kicker is we understand that you all remember those Hall of Famers and those perennial and those all-pro guys that they just continue to show highlights throughout those years. We know you know them, but our twins have to be compared to someone from yesteryear, a forgotten name that had an impact, that he was doing some things, and we want you to remember who he was in those years. Now, for this week's Impact Name or Notable, talk to me. Tank, who do you have?
I went first last time. I was gonna let you go.
Oh, okay. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Let me tell you something, boy. I like the same team thing. I like to stay with the theme. So over there in Berlin, and I knew my man wasn't getting any props, but I just want to make sure I gave him his flowers before the NFL made him MVP. I'm going with Jonathan Taylor for what he did over the weekend. 82 yards, looking like he about to break that record, looking like he's in the same form he was in 2023. Now, the game was going, he really closed it with some very hard-nosed, tough running. You know, especially that last drive where he kind of just leaned on in and they really didn't even want to go in there. But you know who it reminded me of? Somebody, I got a name for you. Because I can go. People are like, oh, he played for the Colts. Because I'm sticking with the Colts. And it's a lot of names you can use with the Colts. I'm not going to even say Joseph Adai because it's against the rules for me to use anybody else you think I'm thinking about. And it's three that go against the rules. So I can't even use them. But I'm going to tell you who it is. That last drive, boy, he reminded me of Albert Bentley, baby.
Yeah, he would be somebody from Miami.
Yeah.
I used to use Albert on Tecmo Bowl when it was him and Dixon.
Albert on Tecmo Bowl. Oh, Albert Bentley, Mr. 526 carry for 2,355 yards, 226 catch for 2,245. Albert Bentley was ahead of his time, but wasn't utilized like he was supposed to be. But he did his thing. Out of them came. But that last drive, I say, man, Taylor out there looking like AP. So that's my twin. That's my twin.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor and Albert Bentley.
You
I'm
reached.
glad
You
you
reached for that one.
noticed that though. I'm glad you noticed that though. Because I'm biased. Bad.
Yeah. Unfortunately for this week, I don't have a twin because nobody just jumped out at me this week.
Well, you know what? I owed you that one.
Yeah, nobody jumped out.
I didn't have one last week.
Yeah.
Good. I'm back down to one shirt again. Hey.
Oh, Albert Bentley. This might be
Day.
Yeah, this
University
might be.
Miami. I'm telling y'all. Matter of fact, that's a good throwback and a twin. For y'all to look up, because historically, if I'm not mistaken, I think he went to the USFL first, or he might have went to the USFL.
He went to USFL.
Yeah,
he went to USFL first.
First,
came to the Colts.
Then he came. Yeah, so keep stop playing around now. Stop playing around. You
was there with Dickerson.
Yeah, you learned some things over here in No Jazz.
Yeah, he was in the backfield. He was the starter before Dickerson got there in the trade.
Right before Dickerson got there. Right. Because I couldn't use. It's so crazy. I couldn't use James Dickerson or Marshall Faulk. I just couldn't.
Yeah, you couldn't use either of them. And for a minute, I said, "Wait a minute, he gonna go and get Lenny Moore, or is he gonna go and get, or is he gonna go and get Lydell Mitchell?"
They wasn't Canes.
You went there with that one. I like that.
Yeah. And you know what? Again, since we want to remind, if I'm not mistaken, hold on. Yeah. Wait a minute. No, that was 87. He was before. Albert Bentley was in the 83. Albert Bentley was 83 with Jim Kelly. He won with Vinny Testaverde. So I can't say he wore the camouflage with Jerome Brown and said. So he probably was leaving when Jerome was getting there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jerome. On one of those. See how we tie these things in together? Jerome Brown, who was also on one of those Eagles defenses that were ended up being a paper champion, but never won a championship. They were better than everybody. So stop playing around. That's why Howard Roseman does what he does. But Tank doesn't have a hit refresh moment. I mean, doesn't have a twin. So again, my twin for this week is Jonathan Taylor and Albert Bentley. Go for it.
Albert. Probably the only show in the past 20 years that mentioned.
Yeah, brought up Albert name. Hey, after this show, y'all gonna have Albert. Albert is a national champion.
Albert gonna be trending.
Albert gonna be trending. Albert gonna be on the sideline. Like, did y'all, hey boy, just stop playing around. You know who I am. You know, Albert probably one of them dogs that left, and then the regime that we know.
Yeah.
The cockiness. Yeah. He probably one of them.
Yeah.
But at any rate, I got a hit refresh moment, but you go ahead and do yours too, when we get in the mix. I want to know something. I might save it.
Okay. Well, my hit refresh has to do with, we talked about running backs and like the resurgence that they're having, and they're coming, they're actually being utilized, and you got teams who are having featured backs now instead of just committees. and which is the way it used to be, feature backs. For me, my hit refresh moment is musically related.
Okay. Mine was
And
too. Go
yeah,
ahead.
and the thing is, I like this because I've seen these guys on every tour that they've been on since their first release in '83. Um, so the fact that they are still doing it after 40 something years is great. Now, the fact that you have a quintet now who was inspired by them, who's been doing it for 30 something years, and to add a little sex appeal to this trio, you have a solo act who, damn, yeah, she's been doing it for 30 years, all getting
Okay.
together
Okay. Okay.
on the
Okay.
same stage on the
Okay.
tour, on the
Okay.
new edition Way tour. You have New Edition, Boys to Men, and Tony Braxton all touring together and going to be on the stage at the same time, being seen in most venues in the round, meaning there's a 360-degree stage, so they're going to be surrounded. You got three groups that are three acts that are the way it used to be. Any sings and dances. They give you the whole show. Tony can she can just blow. And Boys to Men, we all know their harmonies and them being able to sing and perform a little bit. All of them are capable of performing, singing live. The mics are always on. There's never been any question about, oh, can they do this? That the mics is always on. These days, you have all these, I don't even want to call them singers, all these artists, I don't want to call them artists either. All these people who are touted as singers and artists, the majority of them are auto-tuned, and they even perform live with an auto-tune mic. I'm tired of it. I have no desire to see any of these people. I like the fact that we've got these older artists who are actually going out on the road and touring. You got them all over the place now. All you got to do is Google, and there's people that you grew up or people that you like. They're still performing. Might not be putting out music, but they're still touring and they are selling out venues because, and they have younger audiences showing up as well because they hear about it or they hear something that's like, wait a minute, this is different. These folks can actually sing and they don't have, it's not auto-tune. They don't sound like AI going on. I want to go and check them out. Wait a minute. They sing and they're actually dancing. They're trending like Tony Braxton. He wasn't man enough. Is challenge or whatnot is trending all over TikTok and IG and all over social
I
media
can see that.
because of those stuff. And I like the resurgence again because now you've got, Drew Hill is still touring. Jodeci is still touring.
Drew Hill, shout out to Drew Hill. Drew Hill actually
Yeah.
got a defensive celebration the other day. But go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean you got these guys. We earlier this year you had, and these are older artists, but they still can sing at the drop of a hat. You had Gladys, you had Patty, you had Shaka, all on tour together and singing. I mean, I think and I hope that there's a resurgence of genuine talent coming back to the music scene.
It's not.
I hope that it comes about because the stuff that we that's put out now is microwave. It's right there. It's here today. And 3 months from now, you don't want to hear that mess. You don't, and you're moving on to the next. And I'm just glad that we still have genuine artists that are still out there doing their thing, and they are reaching a younger generation because you got people because the stuff they put out now. When's the last time you really heard a real song that made you want to get up and move, that made you want to dance, or one that made you want to go and get your groove on, slide, and have a nice slow dance? They don't have any of that anymore. It's all the same stuff. It's all with the auto tune. I mean, why in the hell is a rapper using auto tune? Everybody wants to, and I don't really approve of, but I understand because his voice is shot. But Teddy Riley, his reformed guy, he called it Guy 2.0. And
Shit, 4.0 by this point. But go ahead.
yeah, so he's
Come on,
on
Teddy,
he got them out.
Come on, Teddy, that was 89, 90, boy.
He gonna know he
I'm
couldn't
acting
do
like,
it.
hey, the babies that were born off Let's Chill having grandbabies now. Come on, Teddy. 2.0, you tripping.
Yeah, so
You tripping.
I'm glad to see that.
Fast.
I'm glad to see that. And also, if it used to be, whether it was good or bad, when it was time for you to sing, either on an award show or you were touring, the mic had to be on. Some people, their mic has been on all their career. I don't think they can sing, but the mic was always on, and it's still on for Mary J. and for Keith Sweat. For better or for worse, the mic is always on. I don't understand why. It's crazy. But my refresh moment is to shout out that the New Edition Way tour and the fact that you can see some real artists performing over a 90-day period. I think that's what they're doing, 3 months. And so I'm getting my tickets. Hopefully y'all will get y'all tickets too.
Absolutely, because it's around state. Let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna go ahead because what I don't want to do is in a few weeks double up and we just go on to something else, because I just want to tag along to what you said as far as this hit refresh moment while we still have 9 minutes to go, because you said something and you said you hope that it could spark. I hope April 26th or April, when the new Michael Jackson movie comes out, it can spark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? An actual entertainer. But I just don't think it is, because here's why. To me, just my theory. One, I don't think there's a shortage of good songwriters. I do believe there is a shortage of good content to write good R&B, because the core of R&B is the love, the hurt, the happiness, the pain, and then you dance when you make up. There's some breakup in there, but it all is the essence of the rhythm and the blues of R&B, and you don't have that type of content to write about. Relationships today would rather just leave because the grass is just greener, period, to them, and just break up, period. I'd rather make a song about how I'm leaving you, homeboy. And the dudes are getting affected so much they simped out if they beg you to come back. That didn't used to be a bad thing. So I think the content hurts. You're talking about Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton is a stand-up mic performer. Boys and Men are stand-up mics performers, meaning they can put on a show and the mic just standing still. New Edition has six strong stand-up mic performing songs outside of their dancing. And I still didn't give you the individual Bobbies and the Johnny and the BBD. It's just Mike just standing there. We gonna stand here and we're gonna talent you to death. you're not going to build another Toni Braxton because there's a likelihood when Toni Braxton tells her story, she learned acoustics in the choir at church. The R&B girl they building today are learning acoustics at the strip club.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't learn to sing there. You know, the ideology of a love song coming out of there is crazy. But you know, my hit refresh moment, based upon what you're saying, and this is still within your hit refresh moment, is we are coming upon the Christmas season. We're coming upon the Christmas season, right? This is when you knew talent was talent. Talent was when a record label could say,
Mm-hmm.
all right, everybody in my camp, we doing a Christmas album. Oh, we doing a Christmas album? Yeah, we doing a Christmas album. And every time they did a Christmas album, one or two songs left that album as a Christmas classic.
Classic.
You can't do even in the hip hop era.
Run DMC did it.
Hey, Kumo D and Treacherous 3
Mm-hmm.
still got a nice hit from Beat Street. If you want to, throw rap in the game, so you can't deny. That's another one too. You can't deny rap. But did you know that there are a generation that are 30 years old, pushing 40, talking about, well, we know it's the season. In my mind, you still. I'm not saying that's not a classic. You don't have a person from your era to give you a Christmas classic. You all talking about you tired of hearing Mariah's This Christmas. Mariah's This Christmas is over 30 years old. That was 1994. The last time we had an R&B Christmas classic was Chris Brown's This Christmas. Not This Christmas, but
yeah, he remade This Christmas.
He remade This Christmas, and that was 2007. We talking about almost 20 years. You can't grab your little, I don't know who out, but y'all always telling me, y'all always trying to tell me Summer Walker, the little girl out of
Money Long.
You try to tell me Money Long. What the little girl that's always half naked out of Kendrick Lamar camp?
Man, when you say half naked, that's practically all of them.
You're right.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right though. Everybody used to have a Christmas album. Everybody used to have at least one Christmas hit. Boys to Men, yeah. Boys to Men had Let It Snow.
Let It Snow. Like, come on now. Like. That's why I had to go ahead and say what I was saying. I was gonna wait till Christmas time, but Christmas time don't even wait till Christmas time. So,
yep.
So it's like you asking for something because what I'm saying is that was the template. That was the litmus test. I could throw a dude who been arguing about his woman, mad at a man sleeping with his woman, that wrote a whole album about divorcing his woman, but Christmas time come, I say, get in that studio and make me a Christmas song, and them boys flip the switch into a hit.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even find me anybody to do that. I challenge you. Even TLC, at the height of TLC, have a very Merry Christmas. Which one of them could actually sing? Exactly. So what I'm saying is the talent.
Chilling T-Bars, don't come after me. That was KD who said that. Y'all gonna see him in these Atlanta streets.
Hey, chilling
Yeah.
T-Bars. If that's what it take for me to get both of y'all to come after me, come on, baby. I'm just letting you know. Either one of y'all. You know, I ain't mean nothing bad. I'm just trying to say I'm making a point.
Good.
I'm making a point that it's supposed to be some
Mhm.
girl. You know, there was never a question about y'all being better than somebody else singing.
Yeah.
You know, everybody knew y'all had a sound. So I'm not
Mhm.
saying anything
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but you still took that sound and you have the
And
ability and the talent and the capability to do something that girls today or women artists today can't even
do.
can't do. That's the litmus test. Christmas season.
Mm-hmm.
Death Row even had a Christmas.
Yeah, that's something that you won't hear from none of these folks.
You won't hear from so in your hit refresh moment, to answer your question, you hope that ain't happening. Matter of fact, I'm telling you something. A lot of people might not agree with this, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. The only hope you can have is the longevity of a New Edition. Because I thought about this the other day too.
Mm-hmm.
The only hope you have is the longevity of a New Edition, Boys to Men, and Tony Braxton. This might be the first time ever. We may have to look at the history of this, where a group that actually that's found another group is on tour with them, and it's been like this many years, you know, that has happened. But at any rate, the only man that could probably write them, all three of them, a hit that can bring them back into this generation with a brand new hit, is in jail.
Yeah.
I bet if you told,
Yeah.
I bet if you told my boy to go, hey, I need you to listen to New Edition and make me something New Edition 2025. I need you to listen to Boys to Men and make me something Boys to Men too. Boy.
Him and one other person I think could do it. I think
Who?
Neo could do it. I think Neo could do it. I think Neo could do it.
You think he could? I think he could do Tony.
I think he could. I
He
think he
write them
could do
girl
all
songs.
of them.
He write them girl
Yeah.
songs pretty good. He write them girl songs
Yeah.
pretty good. I'm gonna give him Tony. I don't know about them dude songs. I'm not knocking him.
Yeah.
Mario
But-
had, you know.
Yeah, Kelly, but R. Kelly would be a good one to. He could do something that will be.
It will be
Yeah.
them, and it will
Yeah.
be today.
Yeah.
I would put that in his hands. You know what? Brian Michael,
Brian Michael Cox.
he might be able to pull that one off too. I'm not gonna take nothing away from my gym, but what's up, Brian? He might be able to. I can't. He might be able to find. He in touch.
Yeah.
I'm not. You think Tank could? He one of them writers.
Yeah. I think he probably could. He could probably do it.
I
Tank
think
could do it. It would be completely different though. It would be completely different.
Yeah. We would have to. Tank probably would do something for him that we weren't used to.
Yeah. But he's such a he's such a lover of music and the history of music that he could do something that will bring out what they do best.
Right, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, I'll throw Tank in there. Yeah, Tank that. Hey, Tank, if you watching, man, that's your challenge, man. Write something for Tony, New Edition, and
Boys to men.
Boys to Men in 2025 that could come out today and bring them back into the forefront. I believe Tank capable.
Yeah.
He could pull that off. I think he got that in his bag. I'm not against Neo. I just don't think he had enough time with them New Edition boys. Cause Tank might be the only one. Tank might be the only one that, and R. Kelly, of course. He gonna find. I'm not asking you to do Can You Stand the Rain. I'm not asking you to do Can You Stand the Rain. That's I'm not even asking you to do Boys to Men, Coming Home. Them some beautiful songs. I'm not asking you to do none of that. I'm just saying, like, utilize Johnny, Ricky, Ralph, and Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then let Ronnie and Mike have a like you gotta
Yeah, I think Robert could do it. I think Tank could do it.
Robert gonna use all their voices too. Robert gonna this your part. This your part.
Yeah.
Robert gonna
might need to write Robert, find out where he incarcerated. Say, hey man, here goes something for you to do while you wait.
Here goes something for you to do, man. We need you to do this. Cause Robert is a study, and he probably gonna go in that Robert gonna go in that. You know what? Babyface might.
I thought that was gonna be my first one. That was gonna be my first one, but
I think Babyface can pull something for Boys and Men out his bag.
Yeah, he done some stuff for him. Yeah.
Yeah, Babyface might find a way to get Bobby to lead a New Edition song and have everybody else in there. But Robert gonna go in that with that my
he
boy
going in the lab. He going in the lab and he going in the lab. He finna cook up something that's gonna be like
some of that old my boy from the time.
Yeah, Morris Day.
No, not
Alexander O'Neal.
No, not him.
Jam and Lewis.
Yeah, he gonna go find like he did with the eyes. He gonna go listen to some old Jam and Lewis and come up with some up to date lyrics.
And I think what he would do, and I think he's capable of doing it. He could do for all three of them, as far as putting them on a whole new on a whole new run, the same way he did Uncle Charlie with first name Charlie, last name Wilson. Charlie been riding off of everything he's put out for the past 20 years out there.
Look at the resurgence he did for the eyes in that Mr. Biggs.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy, man. That boy, that's a boy. That boy, that's a. But guess what? That's still our era. We shouldn't have to call on Robert.
Yeah.
It should be a dude that can do that now. And I know somebody in the chat gonna throw a name at me, but they ain't showing no love. No, I ain't trying to hear all that.
Because they were, you know their names.
Cream, they'll rise to the top. I ain't trying to hear all that. They just ain't giving them no respect. No.
If they were all of that, we would know their name.
Exactly. If they were all that, we would know their name. I'm sorry. It's just I don't want to hear none of that. No. Y'all letting nothing against this young man, but NBA young boy handling business.
Mm-hmm.
Rod Wave handling business. Come on now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Don't do that. But anyway, that was our hit refresh moment. And this has been No Jazz, NOJASSSHOW, and this show has been brought to you by Magic City Wings, where Their motto is make sure you don't forget to lick the sauce. And light snack for all of your food delivery needs, especially during this holiday season. Make sure you order from Light Snack. And it's coming up on holiday time. It's getting cold. We got that nice little cold wear in. We're going to cover your feet in that QUIKVISITS quickvisits.com. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share on YouTube at NoJass, NOJASSSHOW. Facebook, NOJASSSHOW show. X, Instagram, DTHE No Jazz Show. On Riverside platform, and our friendly friends over at TIKTOK TikTok at NOJASSSHOW No Jazz Show. This has been the No Jazz Show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for always coming out live. Look for the edited version to come out, and transcripts. You can get those by writing and calling. No, I'm just doing my little Oprah thing. I'm so sorry. It is a transcript that be coming out on it.
Yeah.
Anything you want to any I was just saying that because if you got any last words, because we don't last words off hit refreshes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My last word would just be this. Y'all know me and Katie, we both big into movies. If you haven't gone, please make sure you go and see Sarah's Oil, and also take your kids to see it. It's a excellently done movie, and it's done in such a way that it's going to trigger discussion regardless of the age of your child.
Right.
And it's got lessons in it. I mean, it's done well. And if it's gonna also have you go and actually study her life story and see, wait a minute, so this and this, it's an excellent movie. And I hope that particularly us as Black folks will go out and support this movie, because the thing is, we don't get as many Black movies with real content other than hood movies. It's because the narrative is we don't support anything that's not a hood movie. And we have to always continually support other things, other genres of film that star and a focus on us, that tell our stories, be it a true story or a fictional story. We have got to start showing up and showing out for movies that are made for us and made about us.
Absolutely. And I know I gave you all the salutation before that, but just to cover off of that, as far as Sarah's Oil and what Tank was saying, we really have to, especially Hollywood, that 90% and that 9, that 90% who likes those hood movies is always considered the we don't go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not fair, because if that's how you're judging us, we're not going to go. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these movies, a lot of these historical films are a little too intellectual for the 9% that do go. So we need to really we need to really judge our films off of, I don't even know what we're going to use, voting habits, honor society percentage. I mean, I don't know, and I'm not trying to say anybody's dumb. I'm just trying to say that there's a percentage that is indeed our functional higher percentage that we're being judged off of, and that's not always our case. We have a 9 percentile and a 10 percentile that Hollywood really needs to, because the problem is their percentile of that same situation is higher. Because everybody don't see their movies either.
Mm-hmm.
They just have a higher percentile of their more in-depth, intellectual, historical type films, and that doesn't mean they're not good. It's just when you see the Oscars, you say, oh.
Because watch how many people, watch how many people go and see Nuremberg.
Right. After that, and we don't get justification on a movie like Sarah's Oil, because that is one that's probably only going to cater to that 9%. But if you push that 9% and you get all of them and you get the 9% numbers, that is a successful movie. We should be judged off that, because everybody, and I'm not saying anything wrong with that 90% tile, but everybody's just not going to see it. And that's how we get judged. And that's why they don't make a lot of movies like this. They don't make a lot of love stories anymore. Shout out to Country Wayne talking about a 90s type of love. He even getting that wrong, because I don't even know what he been saying on there. What movie he been talking about. He just guessing. But I don't hold that against him, because in 1999, I think Buddy was like 12 years old. So, you know, I don't think he really knows how to justify that either. But nothing against him. And hopefully he'll study, you know, and get that right. But at any rate, I'm just saying that for movies like this, our justification for going out to see that should be based on that 9% quality mind go see that movie, not the 90%. Because that is definitely a miscue and a misjudge of the audience that movie is trying to grab. Just my opinion. Again, this has been No Jazz Show. NOJASSSHOW. I'm signing off. Tank, salute these people. And we will see you all on the next show. All right, bet.